Good morning, Vietnam! Wait, that's a different video. Clearly, I've got my schedule wrong, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. If you're a creative type like me, then I really want you to clear out the earwax on this one and listen up. For the longest time, I'm talking decades, I was allergic to scheduling and working on anything other than my own internal clock and creative flow. Then something happened. It's like life accelerated and I became a victim of my own success. I got busier and busier, and I felt like I was being pulled in a million directions at once. I just couldn't focus my attention on what really mattered. The time I needed to write, create, and get into the zone with my marketing, business development, and product creation. Those things took real thought and concentration, and when I had people pinging me on email, Facebook, text message, no bueno. I couldn't get into the zone. So there are two types of scheduling that I want to talk about today. The first is how you spend your day, and the second is what needs to happen between now and the time this program ends to hit our goal together of designing, marketing, and making at least $2,000 from your first experience product. So let's talk about how you spend your day first. And the truth is that in today's world, time and attention is the most valuable resource on the planet. Both your time and attention and your customers. What I'm going to say next is super duper important. Your time and attention is more valuable than stocks, more valuable than gold, and definitely more valuable than real estate. Because with your time and attention, you can either be a thought leader and a pioneer who changes the world with who you are, what you know, and what you do, while creating a nice income and lifestyle for yourself, or you can spin in circles, going nowhere fast. And I'm here to help you be the thought leader that you are, because it's my core belief that everyone, including you, has a life-changing message, and that together we can create not just a ripple effect, but a tidal wave of positive impact. And there's no greater pursuit in this lifetime than fulfilling your purpose and living your message. And that doesn't happen by having a big vision or a dream. That happens based on how you choose to spend every minute of every day. Darren Hardy wrote a book called The Compound Effect, based on the idea that small actions, whether that's bad habits or good, add up to a serious amount of time over the course of your life. A serious amount of time that can be used to create the life and business you imagine, or be wasted on things that don't support you and your message. Now, I'm not talking about things that nourish your soul and fill your tanks. You want to keep those kinds of things. I'm talking about things like watching too much TV or spending too much time worrying or procrastinating or stressing out trying to get everything just right, rather than just getting into action and seeing what happens. So if you've ever told yourself, I'm too busy or I don't have enough time, the truth is that you do. You have as much time as I do or any number of other wildly successful people on the planet who also have kids, aging parents, medical issues, and other problems. There is no valid excuse that can pull you away from living your highest and best life. And I want to say that one more time because it's so important. There is no valid excuse that can pull you away from living your highest and best life unless you let it. Business trainer Suzanne Evans, in her typical crass way, says that everybody has kids and cancer. Now, what she means is that everybody has the same potential and the same problem. And it's based on you, whether you want to pay more attention to the potential or the problems. Just like the famous cartoon trope of the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other, the choice is yours. And, as they say, what you focus on expands. When you focus on problems, then you'll have more problems. When you focus on possibilities, then you'll have more opportunities. I always say that success is all about giving yourself permission to have bigger problems. And as a mentor once told me, Marisa, when you plan for what you know is going to happen, you can't fail. So I try to plan for the problems and embrace them when they come, because that usually means I'm stretching myself, I'm playing a bigger game, and making a bigger impact. When you approach your day with this mindset of focusing on the possibility of what you want and asking yourself at every moment, does this move me towards the goal or outcome I want, or does this pull me away? All of a sudden, you become a time warrior. You start to guard your time, energy, and attention as if your life depends on it, because it does. And ladies, I use the word warrior here for a reason and not the word goddess. I'm all for feminine power and flow, and this is one place where a little bit of masculine perimeter setting can really help. That means getting comfortable with saying no, getting comfortable telling someone, I can't do that right now, or I can't have this conversation right now, because I'm committed to something else. I'm committed to my vision of my life and my business, and for that reason, this is what I need to do right now. So I can't be available to you because I need to be available to my commitment to myself and to the impact I'm here to make in the world. So every morning between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m., that's my block time, my writing time, my business development time, my creative flow time, and I guard that time with my life because that time gives me life. Pretty much no one gets on my calendar before noon Pacific unless it's absolutely urgent. And rarely do I do any kind of webinar or training before noon, because without those morning hours, nothing would happen in our business. So protecting that time, when I feel most inspired and most in my creative flow, is 100% responsible for the success of our business. 100% responsible for us being able to double our business every single year and make the impact we're now having on the world. It's a simple thing with huge consequences. And the sooner you can carve out block time in your schedule every week for the next 10 weeks to focus on your commitment to designing and marketing your experience product, the greater your success will be. Whether you choose to block out one half day or one full day every week or a few nights a week or every morning, it doesn't matter. Work with your existing schedule of commitments and your natural creative flow to give yourself the time to be in the zone of possibility and create the life and business you want. Now, don't kick yourself for the time that you don't have. Focus on making the most out of the time that you do have. Your success is based on discipline as much as it's based on inspiration. Now, I'm going to repeat that. Your success is based on discipline as much as it's based on inspiration. So the first thing I want you to do is block out a minimum of 7 hours or more each and every week for the next 10 weeks on your calendar right now to focus on the masterclass and, more importantly, designing and marketing your experience product. I recommend at the very least 1 hour per day, though many of our students spend as much time as they have available. Keep in mind that if you choose to do the overachiever track, or if you choose to design an ambitious one-to-many product or implement a sophisticated marketing campaign, you will need to devote more than 7 to 10 hours a week. 7 to 10 hours a week is the minimum, and you will need to limit yourself to the core track and focus on a simple product and simple marketing campaign to reach mission accomplished in the 10 weeks of the program. So pause the video and schedule time to do the program, as well as design and market your experience product right now. Remember, you're not just doing a program here. You're building an asset that you can profit from again and again. You can choose to block time each morning for this like I do, or if you have a day job, you can block out a few evenings a week or one day each weekend, whatever that looks like to you. Block out more time if you want to. The important thing is to focus on what's possible for you right now. People always ask me how I get so much done, and this is it. This is my secret. I block out a minimum of 3 hours a day or 15 hours a week to create all the things that I want to bring into the world. And I guard that time like a warrior, as if my life and business depends on it, because it does. And in those 15 hours a week, we've built our entire business brick by brick and stone by stone. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. You have the ability to do this right now with the simple tool, your calendar. So pause this video if you haven't already and block out your 7 hours a week or more of productive time to focus on the masterclass and designing and marketing your experience product. I'll be here for you when you get back. Okay, congratulations. You have just become a time warrior. You have just taken the single biggest step to reach your goal in this program. And if you decide to continue this practice of time blocking beyond our 10 weeks together, you've just created the most powerful success habit on the planet. You have joined the ranks of the world's most successful people. This is their secret. It's that simple. Okay, now for step 2. I want you to go to the schedule page here in this membership site and mark the trainings, office hours, and laser coaching calls on your calendar. Decide which ones you want to show up for live and which ones you want to catch on replay, and whether you decide to show up live or watch the replays, I encourage you to schedule the time in your calendar right now to get the most out of all the resources and all the opportunities that we're offering you in this program. So go ahead and pause this video right now and do this. We've made it super easy for you by including a one-click Add to Calendar button on the schedule page that will automatically put the entire program schedule into your calendar. I'll be right here when you get back. So pause the video now and make an appointment with yourself to do this course. Okay, you done? Great. One thing I wanted to mention about making appointments with yourself is that I recommend you take them as seriously as you take appointments with other people. Because every time you keep a commitment and an appointment to yourself, you're building self-trust. You're telling yourself, I believe in myself, I'm worthy, and you're building the muscle you need to put your sights on bigger goals, aspirations, and pursuits. I've been practicing this for years, and I've got to say that I've reached the point where I have 100% self-trust. I know that I can show up anytime and anywhere and say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done. I know I can offer a program like this and create it on demand in the times that I have scheduled because I've built this practice and built that muscle memory over years of self-discipline and training. I have trained my inspiration and my creativity to show up on demand, and that is the master's path. True mastery is building the habits you need to develop the self-trust to do anything you put your heart, mind, and spirit to, and that's what I wish for you. And it all starts with how you choose to spend your time, energy, focus, and attention every single day starting today. Are you living with intention? Are you focused on possibility? Or are you giving your time, energy, focus, and attention away to the problems and the squeaky wheels that are just a part of life? Everybody has them. The question is whether you listen to them. When you make choices every day that align with your hopes, dreams, and aspirations for yourself, you can turn your ideas into reality. So if you ever struggle with procrastination, self-sabotage, or a lack of self-trust, committing to this one habit of blocking your time and keeping your appointments with yourself can shift this for you once and for all. Okay, so now it's time for part 3 of this video, and that is creating your idea to market timeline using your experience product profit model and launch plan spreadsheet from our last video. On that spreadsheet, you'll see 2 columns that relate to scheduling, column H and column I. Column H is delivery dates, and column I is launch dates. So let's talk about delivery dates first. Delivery dates are when you actually want to deliver your product, program, course, or service. Now keep in mind that your delivery dates will probably happen after our 10 weeks together. For example, with the Experience Product Masterclass, I scheduled a 10-week time period from October 29th, 2018 to January 31st, 2019, plus break weeks and a few bonus days. So you would be launching your products in January, which is the best time to launch all year. So if you're creating a program that will last a specific amount of time, don't worry if you don't know how long your program is yet. We'll get to all of that later. All you need to know right now is your starting date. And you usually want your starting date to be about 1 to 3 weeks after your launch dates. So unless you're doing a big live in-person event, in which case you want to start marketing your event around 3 months out and continue marketing right up to the time the event starts. So for example, if you're running your marketing in November, perhaps you want to do a program that starts the end of November or beginning of December. Because you're doing this in the context of a 10-week program, you'll want to set your delivery dates for around the time this program ends or shortly after. So you can start marketing during the program and have our support through your marketing efforts. I recommend starting your program sometime in February to give you plenty of time to complete the marketing cycle. Now keep in mind that you're focused on launching a beta version of your product, program, course, or service here. You're focused on proof of concept. This won't be your only launch and delivery schedule. This is a get started and prove your concept schedule. You can always do another marketing campaign in a month or two and launch this again once you've proven your model. Now, you want to time your marketing campaign in January for around weeks 8 to 10 of this program once you've learned the tools you need to start your marketing efforts. Weeks 8 to 10 would be the ideal window for your campaign, unless you're focused primarily on a low-tech chatterbox campaign, which you can begin at any time. You can use the masterclass schedule on the schedule tab of this membership site to guide your marketing dates. Look up when weeks 8 to 10 are happening and set your launch dates in that window of time. That's what's going to allow you to earn a minimum of $2,000 during our 10 weeks together. So it's really important that you do this right now. To give you an example of our launch dates, we're set to deliver the masterclass from October 29th to January 30th, and we did our launch from October 8th to 25th, a roughly 2.5 week launch window. Now, don't worry too much about exactly how many days you need for a launch. We'll get to that later. For now, just choose about a 2 to 3 week window to run your experience marketing campaign between weeks 7 to 9 of the program, and put that date range in your calendar. So pause the video, choose your delivery dates and your launch dates, and put them in your Idea to Market blueprint and in your calendar. Take a few minutes to pause the video and do that right now. Okay? You done? Excellent. You have just taken the 3 huge steps to schedule your success and complete our goal of getting your experience product designed and marketed in the next 10 weeks or less so you can get off the marketing treadmill, make more sales, and have more impact. You've carved out 7 hours or more of block time each week for you to focus on designing and marketing your experience product. That includes marking time in your schedule to watch these trainings and take full advantage of the masterclass using the one-click Add to Calendar feature on our schedule page. And you've set your preliminary delivery dates and launch dates for your experience product. When you add these 3 things to the work you've already done to set your minimum, target, and stretch product revenue goals, choose your experience product type, set your pricing, and run the numbers, you now have your Idea to Market blueprint. How do you feel? Do you have more clarity now than when you first started? Don't worry if you're still not 100% clear and certain about your choices. Remember, these are get started choices and not forever choices. And the only way to get 100% clarity and certainty is by making get started choices, taking action, then fine-tuning and adjusting from there. In my I'm Powerful interview with Elizabeth Purvis, you'll hear the story of the advice that her first mentor gave to her. Your success as an entrepreneur depends on your ability to take action on the invisible. Your success as an entrepreneur depends on your ability to take action on the invisible. While you may not be able to see everything clearly yet, the actions you take starting right now, this very moment, will create the success that you desire. Leap and the bridge will appear, my friend. I'll see you on the other side. In the next training, you're going to discover the Chatterbox campaign, arguably the most important and easiest marketing campaign you will ever learn. This one simple campaign will allow you to get and test product ideas with real people, and possibly get your first students, customers, and clients too. See you soon.